Whenever I post about my fiance doing something kind for me on social media, I always get this kind of comment. It never fails. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube, if it's Instagram, if it's TikTok, wherever I post it. I could post a 5-second clip of him handing me a fan at a soccer game when I was hot, or him making time for me in a busy week, or him telling me I look good in my new dress before I go out with my friends and saying, "Hey, have a good time." Without fail, I get this comment of, "And what are you doing for him? You're just letting him suffer. What are you doing to deserve that type of treatment?" Or with the dress one, "You must be going out to cheat on him." Yeah, every single time. And honestly, I think the more I'm starting to get these messages on my videos of talking about how he treats me, and I'm really posting the videos because I want to show women that these men do exist. There was a time where I was in unhealthy relationships and I was not being treated this way with the basic kindness. To me, this is now like the bare minimum standard, to be honest. But before, my bar was on the floor. So I needed to see women getting treated well to realize it was possible for me. And of course, when I started raising my standards, I started getting treated better and I saw that that was possible. So that's why I post that stuff. It's not even for the men so much, but like I think men can learn something from it too. But I think what's interesting is that I always get these comments. I'm like, what is going on, men? Why are you so angry and irritated and think that my man is being used and he's suffering over here? Like, what is going on? But what's fascinating to me is that I don't think these comments are actually about me. I think that they're revealing how that person views relationships. What's interesting is that years ago, comments like this would have gotten to me. I would have started wondering, damn, maybe I'm not doing enough for him. Maybe I need to earn the kindness. Maybe I need to prove that I deserve to be treated well. Maybe if a guy wasn't showing up for me, I just hadn't done enough yet. And that's exactly how I used to date. If someone wasn't meeting my needs, I thought it was my job to convince them why I deserved good treatment, right? To prove myself, I needed to be more understanding. I needed to be more patient to somehow earn the kind of relationship that I wanted. But being in a healthy relationship completely, like I said, it changed that for me. My fiance didn't hand me the fan. The whole video is about a fan. The other day, this weekend, it was like 100 degrees outside. I went to a soccer game and he handed me a fan. Um, there's only one fan that we had, and he said, "I want you to have it for the game so that you can enjoy it," because we were just drenched in sweat. And, it's no different than a man giving you his coat when it's cold outside and he's a little cold. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's just a chivalrous thing to do. Um, so that's what I'm talking about, the fan. But he did it because he saw that I was hot. He noticed that I was uncomfortable. He wanted to help. That was it. When I wear a new dress, he doesn't ask who I'm trying to impress, who you trying to look good for. He tells me I look beautiful. He hopes that I have fun. When I'm overwhelmed, he asks me, "What can I do for your life to make it a little more easier?" He's always taking stuff off of my plate, not adding to it. And none of it feels transactional. This is love. This is love. This is what it is doing stuff for your partner. And before anyone says, "Well, what do you do for him?" I do a lot of stuff for him. I love taking care of him. I support him in his career. I'm literally living in Washington, D.C. right now because of his career. I'm literally moving to another city in another state this week because of his career. You don't see that, right? I encourage him. I celebrate him. I make his lunches every day so he doesn't have to, in between surgeries, he can just eat a sandwich really quickly. He doesn't have to go to the cafeteria like the rest of the doctors. I make his life pretty damn comfortable. Trust me, he lives a comfortable life. He doesn't need people to come in and protect his feelings and wonder what I do for him. In fact, sometimes I read him these comments and we both are just, we laugh, but also not to make fun of people, but it's because he can't believe that strangers are worried about his suffering because he gave me a fan, or I wore a dress, or he put an umbrella over my head. You know what I'm saying? When it's raining, the point isn't that one person gives and the other one is taking. The point is that healthy relationships, we don't keep score. When I post a 5-second clip of him doing something thoughtful, some people will automatically assume that he must be getting nothing in return. And why? Because that's how they think a lot of relationships work. Maybe that's what they've experienced. Like every act of kindness needs to be immediately paid back. Like love is a transaction. You do this for me, I do this for you, tit for tat. One person's receiving, so one person must be losing. But that's not what I've been experiencing in my healthy relationship. That's what I experience in unhealthy relationships. And one of the reasons of why dating became so easy for me to navigate was because I started paying attention to how men talked to me and how they treated me. I'd hear men complaining constantly that men are gold diggers, that they're being used. Fun fact and fun story, just a side note, that I went and I drove an hour and a half to go on a date with this man, would never do this again. Drove an hour and a half to meet this man. Why did this man, when I get there, he says, "Where do you want to eat?" I pointed out and I saw STK Steakhouse. I said, "Oh, that was good. Let's go there." First of all, you asked me where I want to go. That man said, "No, I don't usually take women there on the first date." He took me to the pizza place next door. I was fine with it. I was gracious, whatever. And then afterwards, I decided I didn't want to go on a date with him. And it had nothing really to do with the pizza, but more so about the date. I just wasn't into him. And this man proceeds to tell me in the text message, berates me and says, "You are nothing but a gold digger for a steak when I fly myself to Europe." Man, please, please. But I hear men make comments like these, and I realize that's not probably someone who's naturally generous in a relationship. That's probably not someone who's going to enjoy making his partner feel loved. And I knew that wasn't the kind of marriage that I wanted to spend the rest of my life in for literally like probably 40, 50 years. I wanted someone who genuinely enjoys taking care of me, not because of what I give them, but because they want to. Just like I genuinely enjoy taking care of him because that's what love is. You don't resent making each other's life better. We don't keep score. We enjoy it. He enjoys seeing me happy. I enjoy seeing him happy. So when I see comments like, "What did you do for him?" I don't get offended. I feel grateful because those comments remind me how important it is to choose your partner carefully. And it reminds me that I've chose correctly, that not all men think like this. And thank goodness they don't. If my fiance sees that I'm uncomfortable, he helps me because he loves me, not because he's respecting something. He's expecting something in return. And I do the same for him. So if a man handing his fiance a fan at a 100-degree soccer game immediately makes someone wonder, did she earn that? What did she do for him? I think that that's worth getting curious about, because sometimes the things that trigger us tell us about our own beliefs more than they do about the person watching. And maybe that's the biggest dating lesson that I've learned, that I need to pay less attention to what people say they want in a relationship. And I need to pay more attention to how they react when they see someone else being loved well.